You gotta talk about things that everyone could get behind.
Got any quitting shitty job strats?
Why do you need a strat? That's the real question. I think the strat is don't be afraid of doing it. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes you just gotta like not know what you're gonna do so that the desperation of the unknown makes you do something. Get off your fucking ass and do something. Sometimes you need to feel the burn of real life for you to really get up and explore your value and figure out how you can contribute to the world. But I mean, dude, who the fuck do you think you're asking? You're asking me if you should quit your job? Fuck yes. You know, my relatives are oftentimes, I have young, like, you know, 15, 18 level cousins, and they're always like, don't even talk about college or, you know, like, jobs around them, you know, because they know how I feel about that shit. Boo! Do whatever makes you happy, you know, figure out how to be a free spirit. That's me. But they're trying to raise a kid over here, so they're like, no, don't even talk about that shit. You know? So you're asking the wrong guy. In a lot of ways, I'm a bad influence, but if you could take what I'm saying as only part of the influence and listen to your fucking mom instead of me, but just remember me. You don't have to listen to me, just listen to your fucking mom, but remember me. Remember the idea of your job won't feel like a job, you know, if you really love it. And remember that you don't have to do things the way people tell you to do them or the way other people have done them. You don't have to. You could do it however you want to do it. No matter what they say. Your mom's just telling me to not talk about that shit in front of you. But the real truth is you could do it if you wanted to. If you really wanted to, and you're not a little bussy. Eliminated as usual. It's definitely very possible. It's possible enough to try stuff out in real life. Just experiment. You never know, man. You might either find something you like or think of a skill or... You know, I have a friend who... He was an engineer and he invented some shit that he sold to HTC and he retired. That's it. And he's young. Think about that.
Get up in there, will ya?
I'm unemployed. I spend my days jerking off and...
Get fucking parried, bitch. Thanks, Worthless. And thanks, Bowser Jackson. The guy's name was Worthless Bitch. Anyway, get parried, Worthless Bitch. Yeah, excuse me. It's just that green marijuana that's making you feel worthless, bud. Well, it's probably also other things, but you know, whatever. You don't have to quit smoking weed, man. Don't panic. I know that's what you're thinking right now, like, oh no. You don't have to do that, but
Thank you.
You just gotta figure out, you know, something you like doing while you're smoking OG Bomb Grandmaster Kush. That's all. Think about something that makes you happy. Easy to do. Sometimes it's easy to do, but you don't realize it takes time. That's the thing, you guys don't have patience. I didn't know this when I was your age either. It took me a long time to figure out. It took them a long time to invent streaming, you know what I mean? So I really held out for a long time thinking like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna need to fucking figure out how to put on a tie? And I did learn how to put on a tie. And I took an interview for a real job where I would have been like assistant manager at a library. It was like a promotion to the job that I had. And the interview that you take for that, you get rated, like scored on it. And I scored like the highest. I had a really high score for like the entire county. It was like the maximum score you could get. And the real reason because of that is when I walked into the interview, I knew the guy interviewing me. I didn't know the lady, but I knew the guy. We were homies. He was like this old librarian that I knew. He was this old dude. He's super cool. So I don't know if they knew that when they selected him to interview me. Probably not, but I knew him. So we were cool, man. We're talking about fucking movies and shooting the shit during the interview. And so I got like the top score in that shit. And I even interviewed a couple times to get the position, like the assistant manager of this library or that library. So during that time, I had to learn how to tie a tie. Seriously. I had to learn how to tie a tie. I was going on interviews, and I was meeting people that were profiling me on the interview, and I was like, I had to get over the profiling. They, of course, are going to look at me and be like, how the fuck are we going to hire this bum? You know, they're profiling me. And I'm over here like, okay, I know that even though they're profiling me, I can win them over with good answers and charisma. So that was the strat, you know, like, all right, I'm gonna have to show these guys that regardless of whether or not I look like a bum, I could do the job and I'm good at it. And I'm likable, so you'll like me too, or else, you know? So that was the strat. But afterwards, I would always think like, man, this sucks, you know, fuck them. And I wanted to figure out a way where it didn't have to be that way. You know? So I just waited. I waited. I did that job for 5 years.
Thank you.
And right around when I was going to kind of get promoted, it was a recession. And I got laid off from the position that I was in, but I still was a candidate to get that promotion. Regardless of my layoff, I still was a candidate to get that promotion. So even after being laid off, I was called to interviews, and I got some of the jobs. And I didn't want them. This shit sucks, dude. What am I? It was like, you have to write people's schedules? What? Write people's schedules? And you have to, like, fire people? Hell no. Sounds whack. Basically, I had to be, like, my boss. But, I mean, my boss was cool, but I didn't want to do that. It sounded whack. I don't remember what the point of all this bullshit I'm saying was. Oh, yeah, yeah, it takes a long time sometimes to figure out what it's all about. So it's not a race, is what I'm saying. Some of you guys are, like, being in a hurry trying to figure out how to grow up.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Take it slow.
Banged some kid's mom while I let him play this. Fall Guys rocks.
Hey, alright, thanks Balding God Gamer. Thanks Deep Fried Friend and Scuffed Hips, Steel Fire, Bowser Jackson, Worthless Bitch. That's who I was talking to, Worthless Bitch. Yeah, everyone's fucking worthless. Duh. But so is everything. Everything's worthless until you, like, fucking do something. Everything's worthless. A pen is worthless unless you write something with it. A hammer is worthless unless you fucking hammer something with it. So you're worthless until you figure out what you're for, and then you'll be worth something. It's not a big deal. But you're right, though. You are pretty worthless. But just right now.
You guys see him? I lost him.
Nice YouTube monologue.
Hey, thanks. Damn, I didn't even think about it. I don't think about this shit until afterwards when I'm like, man, fucking No Pants is about to turn this shit into a damn video. Alright then, if it's gonna be a YouTube video, we should do like a conclusion. No questions, bitch. Fuck you. Or I don't know. How do I usually like to do it? What the hell was I even talking about? I don't know what I was talking about, but one thing I do know is you want to have sex with me because of it. Thanks. Oh yeah, rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about whether or not he should quit his job in the comments below. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, amigos. And subscribe, we put out videos every day. With that being said, let's get right into it.